Друзья, четвертый игровой день IEM. Мы здесь, мы снова, мы поймали огромную рыбу в своей сети. Это QXC. Hello QXC, welcome in Ukraine, welcome in Kiev. How do you like IEM? How do you like Kiev? How do you like Ukraine, Ukrainian girls, Ukrainian food?
Kiev, I think this is probably my favorite tournament that I've been to. Maybe tied with Finland.
Not even GSTL. No?
Oh, GSTL is not really a tournament though. It's like it's like a show match.
Pro League and GSTL are World War Pro League and GSTL is that stuff.
Although I'm a little biased towards Assembly because I qualified for the TL Open there, so I don't know. These both have been really nice. The food here is nice. The venue is probably one of the best venues I've been to. I really like the setup. Everyone's been really friendly. Food, there's a kitchen in the LAN center, which is like really cool, and it's not very expensive, and it's pretty good.
For Americans, maybe not expensive at all, yeah?
Yeah.
And how do you like IEM? How do you like your opponents, the games that you play? Do you enjoy them?
I just wish I had played better. I went back and I watched all my replays. When I went back to Demaga
and even with Slavic, yeah, with them. And Slavic said just you were in the each game, you were forward, you were good, and then something happened and you lose.
Yeah, it was kind of sad because in most of the games I was either ahead at the beginning or there was like a really obvious way that I could have been ahead that normally I would have done. And then something would happen, and the game kind of fell apart, and I lost. I feel like of the 7 games that I played, I won 1.
And it was an incredible game, just versus Hero, this incredible build, and he goes Stargate, and everyone, wow, Korean Stargate, QXC will lose now, and QXC just 3 barracks, no tech labs, no reactors, then Medivacs, and Hero just can't prepare for this, and he loses. And Hero is not in row 8, and everyone just QXC, wow. You didn't win anything, but you just Hero, go home, Hero.
Yeah, I mean, I really like that build. It's something new that I came up with just a week or 2 ago, and it's really good on that map because it beats Void Ray play, but I just wish I had played better because a lot of the games were within my grasp. I definitely could have won them.
And you played hard. You prepared for IEM, yeah?
Yeah, I've been practicing.
Some of our players said that you just don't train now, don't play at all.
That's not true.
Not true.
So I'm in college. I'm a senior, and this last semester was particularly difficult. So I only played maybe 5 or 6 hours a week for the last 3 months, and I didn't go to local events. And so a lot of people thought I'd stop playing altogether, which, I mean, 5 hours a week isn't very much, but I was still playing. And then about a month ago I went on winter break, and I've been playing pretty much non-stop all day since then, getting ready.
And when you play just 5-6 hours a week, what do you focus on? Is builds or timings or micro or macro? When you have not more time, yeah, than 5-6 hours a week, what do you do?
Usually, what I try and do is play games and see why I'm losing, and then kind of focus on that for the week. And then I had a lot of time where I'm not practicing, where I can think about the game, and so I try and play games and then think about what went wrong and make the most of the time where I'm not practicing, so that when I do practice, I'm very focused and very on task.
Pro gamers just thinks a lot, and Cass yesterday said me that he just at 4 a.m. and he gets up and he thinks about his games with Vitra, and 3 hours he think and can't sleep at all. Yeah, same problem, yeah.
Yeah. It happens to everyone, or it happens to me all the time. I keep a pad and paper next to my bed because otherwise I can't fall asleep. Yeah, I just write a couple pages usually after a day of practice. If you if you practice so much that when you get in bed you just fall asleep because you're so tired.
You know, Russian scientist Mendeleev, and he just sleep and get up and write his Mendeleev table, of periodic table of elements, and just when he sleep. And programmers are the same, like scientists maybe in some case. You have enough strange nickname QXC, and in Russian community no one knows QXC, and then your photo and John Lennon, yeah, we know John Lennon. Oh, don't you ever think about change your nickname, or everyone know you like QXC and you're happy with that?
I don't think it's a good move to change a nickname this late. Like, maybe if I had maybe if it was a year ago I could change it, but now I don't think it's a good idea. I'm just gonna say
in Brood War it wasn't a problem, like Hiya, then he was constantly, and then he was Magic Up, and that's okay. J-Dong, now he's JD, or Killer, he changed his name back. In Brood War it wasn't a problem, and now why? Everyone know you like full photo of QXC, and QXC is not like people don't know. In Russia, in Ukraine, they just, you don't play many major tournaments, and you don't win many major tournaments. That's why they don't know you like that. And in photo, everyone knows you. My first game that I watched you, it was NASL. You played versus, I think, in Snare, and it was Typhoon Peaks, first NASL, and Banshee goes on your base, and just this moment you see Banshee, she's in your economic, and you just send 2 moves and she goes invisible and you lose the game. It was just my first game that I watched you, and I just, wow, QXC. Why did you do that? Or you don't remember even this game?
You have good games and you have bad games. Sometimes you make decisions that don't really make sense.
You were in Korea. How do you feel after that? How do you feel there? Why do European and North American people, why can't they play in Korea good, except Hawk maybe, yes? Naniwa is great, on non-Korean tournaments he's cool, and then he goes to Korea and lucky 0-2 and go home, Naniwa! Why? What's going on with the European and North American people there?
It's definitely harder to compete not in your home country. It's a more uncomfortable experience. You don't speak the language. You don't have the friends and support that you have back home.
Psychologically, yeah, problem.
I mean, that's part of it. Part of it might be just that it's harder over there.
But in Korea, you just make a great thing. You won MVP, all kill, yes, and MVP and IEM team, all kill. And how do you feel after that? What was your emotions? How?
Really happy. It's probably the coolest thing I've done ever.
It's maybe the first thing when European, North American or European person come to Korea and just win everyone he met in this match, yes, Team League, and this is very serious. And if IEM send MVP, it's meaning that they're serious. They're not sending their B team as this MVP, top one tier, and you just won him. And how many fans do you have now in North America and Europe? How do you think? Did you meet any fans here in Cyber Arena?
I don't know if I made any fans at this tournament, and didn't play very well, but
I'm one of your fans. After this Banshee, I'm just your fan because this was great. And Alex, что хотел спросить еще?
Tell us a little bit about your experience when you were living with 4U guys. Could you tell us a little bit about the most notable 4U guys you trained with? Did you train with them so much as with your FX Open teammates? And what can you tell us about some people except maybe Linek and Oz, and the most notable guys from 4U?
I actually didn't practice very much with 4U or FXO. We played a lot of ladder when we were in Korea. Lucky was actually the person that I played the most with, getting ready for the GSTL match against IEM. And the one thing that really struck me was how quickly the Koreans learned and got better. I feel like when I play some foreigners, no matter how many games we play, I almost always win. against certain players, they don't adapt. They don't really figure out what's going on. Playing against Lucky, no more than 2 games in a row could I win. It was like 2 games, then I would lose, then I would watch the replay and I would figure out and I would get better, and then maybe I would win the next game and then he would win a game, but there was no concept of this like 6 games in a row where you would beat your opponent. It just didn't happen. Everybody was the good players in Korea figure out what's going on and they adapt and they fix things very quickly, and that was really cool.
You're a very open person, open player. For example, Naniwa just delete all his replays he played and he just put monitor between him and Zinio, and when Hero come and sit near the Naniwa, he said, no Hero, don't watch in my monitor because you will say Zinio my strategies, and you just, oh, new replay pack, guys, take it, use it, that's good. Well, here is my maps, yeah, Stalker map and unit test, well, build order test map, yeah. You use it, it's cool, I'm QXC, I'm good player, and I just give it, it's my... You just have money from that and you give people this, why?
I don't know. Some things I'm just not worried about as much.
So you think you just play harder and harder and better, and these replays, they don't mean now anything, yeah?
Yeah, the replays that are out there now, I don't think anyone would really learn anything from. Not anything that they didn't already know. Like, my style is still similar. I still like attacking a lot. I like drops, and all my replays will show that. Also, all the games that I've ever played will show that. But I'm not using any of those builds or that particular style anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
You're very creative and you think a lot. Imba in StarCraft 2. No Imba now?
I don't think so.
And when HUDs go, will you play that, or will you play in Wings of Liberty as far as...
No, play Heart of the Swarm.
Heart of the Swarm, yeah.
Maybe last question, you have invented many interesting builds and openings, could you tell us how it happens? Do you really think much about it, or it's just, okay, comes to a head and you play it?
If you wanna, if you do nothing but play, you can grind out your mechanics and make them a lot better, but you get so tired that you have a very hard time being creative and thinking of new things. And since at school I don't have a lot of time to practice, so I spend a lot more time thinking about the game. And so that's kind of, when you spend an hour sitting in class not actually paying attention to class and thinking about StarCraft, you can think of some really cool builds. And that's basically what I do. I just set aside time where I lay down or I go for a walk or something and I just start analyzing recent games and thinking of new things that might be interesting to try.
And Wikipedia says that you are good at jiu-jitsu and parkour. Yeah, it's true?
Yeah, well, I'm casual jiu-jitsu for a couple of years, and I did parkour training every weekend for a couple of months when I was in school.
Why? Is it interesting for you, or just useful for health?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're both really cool. Jiu-jitsu I think is useful just because it's nice to know a martial art. Parkour, I don't know, I've always liked climbing things, I like running. Yeah, so it appeals to me.
And the last thing, say hi to your Russian fans, to your friends, to your parents, to your relatives, anything you want.
Just thanks everyone who supported me, and I hope I can post some better results in the near future. And thanks to my sponsors, Team Complexity, Sponsors Creative, QPad, QSun, and others, Sound Blaster.
Друзья, это был QXC, один из самых креативных тиранов мира. Ждите следующих интервью, будет очень интересно. С вами IEM, Alseor, Alex 007, User Shadow снимает все это. Смотрите нас дальше.